Hi, teacher.
Hola Sandra, ¿cómo estás? Qué milagro. Ya tenía un rato que no te veía. Muy bien. Listo. Espérame, activo lo de aquí. Bien, ¿alguien tiene alguna duda? La semana pasada estuvimos hablando bastante de lo de cómo trabajar con inteligencia artificial, pero ya bueno, vamos a regresar como a la idea normal de lo que estábamos haciendo en la clase. ¿Nadie tiene dudas?
Sí, yo soy nuevo en la clase.
Ah, ¿Cuál es tu duda, Luis?
Disculpe.
¿Cuál es tu duda? ¿Tienes alguna duda en específico?
No. Gracias.
Muy bien. Bien, si no hay dudas, bueno, les recuerdo, igual para los nuevos, si tienen alguna duda de gramática, de sintaxis, lo que sea, me pueden preguntar al principio de la clase y me puedo tomar un tiempo para revisarlo. También, igual para los nuevos, la idea es que sea más un club de conversación, más que una clase, pero siempre podemos revisar las dudas que tengan. Bien. Ah, Agarrando un poquito la idea que teníamos antes, no sé si está Noé por acá, porque estábamos hablando de un tema en particular, pero no recuerdo cuál era. Bien, pero no importa. Igual voy a empezar a hablarles todo en inglés. Si alguien no entiende, quiere que les traduzca, simplemente me dice y lo revisamos, ¿ok? So, what's that sound, Sandra?
What,
What's
teacher?
that? What's that sound?
I am sorry. It's too loud. Sorry. Was my one of my pets toy.
Oh, it's a toy. Okay, I thought it was like
Sorry.
a parrot or something.
Hi. Sorry. Hold on. Oh, teacher, I cannot hear. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you.
Yeah. I noticed that your headphones, you
Uh,
cannot hear me through your headphones. Yeah, I thought it was a parrot or something like that, but it's
Sorry,
a
teacher.
toy.
The thing is, I missed what did you say because I don't know what happened with my headphones. Sorry. Would you
Yeah,
please to repeat?
don't worry, don't worry. I asked you what was that sound, that noise, because I thought it was a parrot.
Oh, no, no.
Yeah,
It's
but
it's a little
I, I,
toy, my Yorkie toy.
I thought it was a bird, some kind of bird. That's why I asked. It was a very particular sound. Very good. Sandra, let's start with you now. You have your mic open. Um, what would you say? It could be the news that everyone's talking about, but I'm going to give you like the benefit of the doubt. What would you say it's a relevant topic for this week? Could include
Mm,
last week too.
the relevant topic in my life in this week and last week.
It could be in your
Oh,
life. It could
just
be like news. It could be in general. I don't know. It's up to you.
yeah, but I don't know. Just for me, it has been like the Pope Francis death.
Yeah, I think it's like the biggest news around, right? Um, what do you think about this?
I have cried a lot.
Yeah, really.
Yes, because I
It's
love him. Yeah.
elaborate about the news if you want. You could include your personal views. It's up to you. It's
Yeah, I'm
general.
just about Pope Francis. I am Catholic. I am very, like very in my faith, and for me, like Pope Francis was another uh, terrenal or earth dad. Like in somehow I feel a lot of emptiness, especially for my church, because I feel so sad that a leader like him is gone. Like that kind of person we're missing an amazing human being and an amazing leader. And for me, it has been hard. Like yesterday, when I woke up in the morning, the first thing that normally I do is to listen my mass. And when I put the mass and I saw Pope Francis there, it's there. I can't believe it. And I start to put the news when they were through, and I start just to cry because just on Sunday he was giving us the blessing, and like I knew in my heart that his time was short, but it was hard for me. It has been hard.
Sorry, I was in a window. Yes, I that day was interesting. I woke up and read a lot of news. That was one of them. I was like, man, last night was crazy. A lot of things happened. I remember I'm not particularly uh, that into religion anymore, but I remember when John Paul II, Juan Pablo II para in Spanish, died. I remember that my mom was very affected. She had like this. It's particular, right? She has like this strong connection with him, even when she never met the Pope. So it's interesting. I think that one thing that it's going to turn out of this situation, that it's going to be very relevant in the coming years, is who is going to be his successor. Because I repeat the candidates. I repeat, not because I'm that Catholic anymore, but because I think it's going to be interesting because the candidates have very different postures on different topics that are quite relevant for today's life. Um, I have one friend who is really concerned about the posture, the church posture about homosexuals, and he's very concerned about that. And if you see the candidates and their beliefs, their mindsets could be, it's going to be quite complicated, that topic, because some of them are very in favor of including uh, people with different lifestyles. Another, in the other hand, some of them are completely against that. So it's going to be interesting. I think that the world is changing in terms of global leaders are expressing harsh opinions, not necessarily good or bad, but harsh opinions about a lot of topics. And if we take a look at world, in all the world, the governments are, I think that most of them are completely failing in terms of serving the people. That's only an opinion. Anything that you would like to add, Sandra, before anyone else? Okay. Who else has an opinion on this topic? Anyone else? Mm, someone? ¿Alguien?
Sorry. Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, go ahead, Jules.
Excellent. So I'm glad to be here with you. Sorry for the noise. But I would like to get more idea about the topic. This is my first day.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So I don't know, the connection is a little bad here. So I would like to get more idea about the topic you're talking about, please.
Oh, yes, yes. We were talking about the Pope passing away and the possible consequence that this is going to bring into the table for a number of topics. Could be not only
Yes.
about Catholicism. Yes, go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, that is recently happened, right?
Yeah, I'm having some trouble hearing what you're saying. It's like a lot of echo.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one, right?
No, you are not the only one, teacher Ricardo. Nice to meet you. Yeah,
Oh, that's
my name is Yadira Luna. I want to talk about it. Yes, I am Catholic. I am from I'm living in Mexico, and I am agree with you. All the mothers are very concerned. You say some word. This is concert. Is
concerned.
or concerned. Okay, about this. About this event that happened in yesterday, and all the mothers in Mexico, I consider that are very sad for that. No, the PAP is considered a very big government. You say the word government, yeah, in Mexico, and a leader, and uh, probably the 90% in Mexico is Catholic. No, and no, I don't know. Only that. Mhm.
Very good. Thank you, Yadira. Yes, you mentioned something quite interesting. Almost 90% of Mexico's population is Catholic. Yeah, probably something around that. I know that Catholicism is like the main religion in Mexico nowadays. Obviously, there are increasing numbers in other religions, Christians mostly, but nevertheless, it's like the main religion in Mexico. Um, uh, Another both Yadira and I mentioned, mothers are concerned about this. But me, as an historian, tell you that my main concern is like the topics I was discussing with Sandra. What's going to be the next Pope posture regarding a lot of situations that are happening in this constantly changing world? That's my main idea. Um, Maybe if some of you are Catholics, could have an idea about the posture that a previous popes had about some topics. I think that most of my life, Pope John Paul II was like the biggest figure for Catholic Church to me. I was raised a Catholic. I attended a Catholic school, and I do not practice anymore, but I have a strong relation with Catholicism because of my family. Okay, so I have like these impressions. Now, I think that both the three last popes, John Paul II, Benedict XVI, and Francis, what's the number of this pope?
This pope
San-
is the name of this pope
Francis,
is
Francisco.
Francisco,
Francisco
But what
Francisco.
what's his
Bergoglio.
uh,
Bergoglio.
no?
Jorge Mario Bergoglio.
Yes, I am from Argentina, so I know
Yeah,
the
that was his last name. I don't remember the number of his.
Is Ber-
The number.
it,
Okay.
it was Bergoglio or is
Yeah,
the last name?
Jorge Mario Bergoglio.
Ah, okay. I don't remember.
yes, but the three of them had very different approaches.
Teacher, excuse me, you not tell much in English. Yo no sé mucho hablar inglés, entonces es mi segunda clase y estoy aprendiendo un poco más. Creo que soy otras personas, pero creo que ahí la llevamos. Por si no podemos hablar mucho, pero sí sabemos las palabras de I am from the Mexican, I have 34. Pues, no sé, varias palabras, pero no frases largas. Una disculpa, excuse me.
No, no te preocupes, Luis. Al contrario, mira, yo trato de hablarles casi todo el tiempo en inglés, pero si de repente de lo que estamos hablando no lo entienden, está bien, algunos están empezando, de hecho la mayoría están empezando, ya van agarrando más o menos la onda. Si algo no entienden, pregúntenme y se los traduzco para que también puedan ir opinando. Sí, no importa que al principio no puedan hacer oraciones muy largas, pero sí que vayan familiarizándose, perdón, con o escuchar el inglés y empezar a hacer sus opiniones, ¿va? Cualquier duda que tengan, interrumpir en cualquier momento.
Thank you.
¿Va? No, ¿de qué? Daniel, adelante.
Buenas noches. Yo soy, bueno, como mi compañero que acaba de hablar, yo es una clase, de hecho, como él también comenta, yo también, sí entiendo palabras en inglés, pero no lo puedo hablar al 100. Sí me gustaría, pues ahora sí que aprenderlo y hablarlo como ustedes lo están haciendo.
Es pura práctica, Daniel, créeme. Bueno, nadie en México, creo, nació hablando inglés, entonces pura práctica. Pero les repito, si algo no me entienden o alguna palabra les llama la atención o quieren que los ayude a hacer su opinión en inglés, con todo gusto. Ahorita no he revisado mucho el chat, perdón, pero veo que hay varios, ay, perdón, a ver. Claro, Raúl, mira, lo principal es empieza a trabajar con Duolingo, que es lo que la universidad te sugiere, y conforme vayas aprendiendo vocabulario, vas a ver cómo empiezas a participar más y más. Repito, cualquier duda o dudas que tengan respecto a teoría, siempre me pueden preguntar. Al principio de las clases, yo creo que los que ya llevan tiempo ya han de estar hartos, pero siempre les pregunto si hay alguna duda al principio para poder ayudarlos con eso. Los niveles están mezclados, Guillermo, no te preocupes. Daniel, respondiendo a tu pregunta. No, pero es Daniel Lara. Es un club de conversación, no es una clase como tal, entonces la idea es hablar de temas en general. Ahorita a mí se me ocurrió preguntarle a Sandra sobre un tema que fuera relevante y pues sí creo que es lo que está en las noticias, ¿no? Estamos hablando de la muerte del Papa Francisco y las posibles implicaciones que puede tener. Varios. Exacto, Sara, sí, estábamos hablando. Gladys, gracias, sí. Es que, perdón, hoy sí se me olvidó revisar el chat. Y a que nos pueda ayudar un poco más. Yo sé que estuvimos hablando de las inteligencias artificiales de la clase pasada, Raúl, pero no dependas de ellas todavía. No, Isabela, ya no hay códigos de Duolingo. Ya nada más entran a la aplicación, de preferencia con su correo institucional, pero también si ya tienen una sesión con su correo personal y están avanzados, pueden seguir con eso. Una cosa también, los que están trabajando con Duolingo, si tienen dudas, tómenle una captura de pantalla y me preguntan en la clase y las podemos resolver. Y ahora sí, continuando, Rafael, adelante.
Solo para decir que el Papa fue el número 266, estaba preguntando qué número era. Fue el Papa número 266.
No me refería tanto a qué número de papa había sido, sino que ves que, por ejemplo, fue Juan Pablo II, Benedicto XVI, o sea, el nombre que escogen cuando son nominados, cuando son elegidos es por el cónclave, escogen un número, y no recuerdo si Francisco tenía un número en eso, o sea, como Francisco I y así. Creo que no, ¿verdad? Ya. Muy bien. Es interesante. 256 papas. 66. 166, perdón. Priscila, adelante.
Hola, profe. Esta es mi primer clase también acá, y bueno, a ver cómo nos va. Solamente lo de la clave de Duolingo, entonces si no hay clave, igual al último te puedes certificar.
Sí. Realmente esto de las certificaciones aparte, o sea, lo puedes hacer en cualquier momento. Si tú ya tienes un cierto nivel de inglés, puedes hacer la certificación de Duolingo. Si estás empezando, yo te recomiendo que termines el curso y ya haces tu certificación, pero es igual que cualquier otra, ¿eh? O sea, que First Certificate, Cambridge, el TOEFL, cualquiera de esos, es lo mismo. Duolingo simplemente ofrece el servicio, es más barato, eso sí, el examen es un poco más amable.
Ajá.
Eh,
¿Y el beneficio de la universidad para con Duolingo?
ya no hay ninguno realmente. Sí, antes estaba el Classroom, pero ya no. Entonces ahora nada más es
Ok.
pues como la sugerencia.
Y
Igual,
estas clases que son para platicar un poco y tener una conversación más fluida, ¿verdad?
exacto, es para practicar. Como les repito, también reviso temas de teoría, o sea, gramática y todo eso, si tienen dudas, o temas específicos, ya no lo hemos hecho tanto, pero alguna vez algún alumno me pidió que les diera una clase de cómo redactar un correo institucional, por ejemplo. Ese tipo de cosas, siempre estoy abierto a ayudarlos, ¿no? También
Claro,
por correo puede ser cómo hacer un currículum, cómo presentarse en una entrevista. Son
claro.
las cosas que me van ocurriendo, algunas son más prácticas que otras, no lo voy a negar, pero, pero la idea es que practiquen y que sean temas entretenidos, ¿no? Ahorita
Ok,
hacer esto, ¿no? Pero
sí. Y sobre el Papa Francisco, bueno, soy argentina y está la Argentina un poco triste porque ahora sí se nos fue. Bueno, era para los que son católicos un poco un orgullo de parte del país, por así decirlo, ¿no? Pero, bueno, solo eso. Gracias, un gusto.
yes, I think that it's relevant. It doesn't matter if you are Catholic or not. It's relevant that is the first Latin American Pope in history. This is something to take into consideration. Now, there's a theory. This is only one thing that I read. Sometimes I'm not aiming to create any fire, but there's this theory that Francis was elected because the Catholic Church was looking forward to Latin America because there's a place in the world where more with more believers. So they chose a Latin American representative. So I think even if you agree or not, I think that this is a very good idea. What do you think about this?
Me? For
Yeah,
who?
yeah. Uh,
Every. Okay. I think the same of you, teacher, because in America we have many people that believe in Jesus, more maybe than in Europe. I don't know if we say Europe. Um, so, for example, my husband is a pastor, so he know about who believe more, and you say correct in American they they have more believers. So I don't know what will happen now. They are saying that is the new is someone from France or I don't know where, and he's black. You listen that or not?
I heard some things. Actually, I read the list of candidates this morning. I think that there are three or four candidates from Italy. Well, the strongest candidates. One from Mexico, one from Nigeria, if I remember
Ah,
correctly. One from Spain. One from China. I think China. No,
okay.
Korea. Korea. Yeah, South
Korea.
Korea.
I was reading about Korea, not China. China.
Yeah, there's a lot of Catholics in Korea. I didn't know about that. A couple of years ago, I had a chance to work with South Koreans that came to Mexico through Catholic program. They were
Okay.
creating new enterprises here in Mexico, and they established a T-shirt factory very close to my city. And I had a chance to work with them, and it's amazing. I had the chance to talk with them, and they are very they have deep beliefs
Mm-hmm.
as Catholics. Beliefs that would make my grandfather, that was the most Catholic person I ever met, to really know your Bible. They were very committed
Okay.
to Catholicism, and it's interesting. But the candidates are quite have a very different profile between them.
Uh-huh.
So it's something that we
Sí.
should take into consideration because we like it or not. This is only a way of speaking.
Mhm,
Uh, the
mhm.
Catholic Church is an important institution in human life. Maybe some people don't believe, but it affects a lot of things,
Okay.
for good and for bad. We'll talk more about
Did you did you watch the movie Conclave?
yes, and my paranoid self was very
Uh-huh.
concerned about that movie being released a couple months before the cast. I'm a historian. I love history, and one of my favorite things the history of religions. Obviously, Catholic is one of the major religions, so its history is very, very appealing to me. So this idea of all the ritual
Uh-huh.
behind a pope's passing, I find it amazing because it's a lot of tradition, it's a lot of um, protocol. That's what I
Okay.
would say. And it's something that has changed very little for centuries. And if you have read the novels, the Da Vinci Code, for example,
Uh-huh.
that makes a very, very good investigation, very deep research of all these protocols. And I find very interesting. But that's not my opinion. I talk too much. Sorry. Sorry. Yadira, were you going to say something?
Well, sorry, teacher. What's the question?
No, I thought that you were going to say something because I
Yes, I
watched.
am. Yes, I am watching, but I want to comment to you that I remember that this pope was selected because they was select another pope before the currently, no, and this pope said that don't wants to be pope, and for that reason select the currently pope. No, I
Yes,
remember that. Yeah,
Ratzinger. Well, Benedict, the 16th. He quit.
but I don't remember the name. Uh-huh.
Benedicto XVI.
Oh,
He
okay.
quit. There's a name for that. I'm sorry, I forgot. But yes, he stepped down from
Step
the.
down. Okay.
Yeah, it could be something like that. It has a very specific name. I think it's in Latin or Italian, but I cannot remember right now. Yeah, but he quit. So
Like,
is and I think that not many popes have quit before. Interesting, nevertheless. Rafael, sorry, were you going to say something?
I totally forgot. I'm not Catholic, but I definitely feel, sorry for everybody that's suffering because of these laws, especially Sandra, because I've known her for quite some time now. I've been here for a year now. So I think I started exactly a year ago in April. I have 2 more years to go, and I don't get bored. I enjoy seeing faces. I'm walking and running, so I'm all sweaty. That's why my camera is turned off most of the time. But I really enjoy this session, because everybody talks, and really at the end of the day, it's just about practice. So just keep talking, keep practicing, and you'll get there eventually. It takes time. I mean, it took me 20 something years to speak the way I do right now, but it just takes time and practice, and you get better and better as you practice more and more. So just don't get shy. You're gonna say a few things that are probably not gonna be what you're trying to say, but somebody's gonna correct you, and then you'll keep learning.
Eso que acaba de decir Rafael se los voy a traducir porque es muy importante. Lleva tiempo aprender un idioma, eso es obvio, pero solo es práctica. ¿Sí? Y como
Toda
algo
la
que...
vida, toda la
¿Salud?
vida, toda la vida. Para mi teacher.
No, yo creo que para todos, ¿no? Piensen incluso, supongo que la mayoría de ustedes, si no es que todos, tienen el español como primera lengua. Entonces, pregúntense si conocen el idioma al 100%. Yo sé que no. Entonces, pues, nada más ir aprendiendo unas cuantas palabras. Yo siempre digo que aprendan unas 10 palabras al día y créanme,
Mhm.
van a avanzar muchísimo. El vocabulario es más importante al principio. ¿Sí? Ya después van viendo cómo se estructuran las oraciones y todo, pero el vocabulario, con eso pueden empezar a expresarse, créanme. Así empecé y me funcionó. La verdad es que yo nunca tomé clases de inglés fuera de la escuela. O sea, las que tenía así en la primaria, la secundaria, la prepa, nunca tomé clases de inglés, pero mi papá me puso películas en inglés desde que era muy pequeño y me llamaba la atención. A mi papá le encanta el cine negro, así, no, bueno, no sé sepan qué es el cine negro, cine noir, es como de detectives, así como de los 30s, 40s. Y yo veía que hablaban y hablaban y le quería entender. Además, los videojuegos me ayudaron. Como les dije hace unas clases, yo me pasaba los videojuegos diccionario en mano. No había eso de vamos a ponerlo en español, entonces no quedaba de otra. Pero son cosas que pueden hacer en su vida cotidiana que les van a ayudar mucho más que clavarse en un libro. Obviamente ayuda, ¿no? Un libro de académico de inglés, pues, les va a ayudar bastante. Y Rafael también dijo algo muy importante, no sean tímidos. Al principio puede decir, es que yo no sé hablar tanto, no importa, aquí nadie los va a juzgar. Que se equivocaron en la pronunciación de una palabra, no importa, se las corrigió, o sea, los compañeros también se ayudan mucho. O sea, la verdad es que sí puedo mencionar a varios compañeros, Sandra, Rafael, Noé, siempre están dispuestos a ayudar. Entonces, eso se los agradezco mucho. Y en las sesiones en separado, que lo vamos a hacer un poquito más adelante, también van a ver, eso les sirve mucho. ¿Quién me mató? Priscila, adelante.
Profe, por ejemplo, hablar, a algunos les es más fácil que escribir. ¿Y qué tal y si no escribimos también? Ahí también nos pueden ayudar a escribir o no.
De hecho, hay un par de ejercicios que les he dejado que son de escribir. A mí me gusta mucho ponerlos a escribir, porque fomenta la creatividad y cuando su cerebro empieza a trabajar creativamente, aprenden más el idioma, créanme. Ahora, es un punto muy complicado, Priscila, eso de leer y escribir. Sí, yo, igual, la cantaleta de siempre, perdón, yo estoy aprendiendo japonés. Entiendo mucho más oído que leído. Entonces, puedo mantener una conversación en japonés, obviamente un nivel básico, no me voy a poner acá de sensei, pero pero entiendo mucho más hablado que leído. Entonces, y en el inglés me pasa lo contrario, ¿no? Aprendí a leer antes que hablarlo.
Claro.
Que bueno, no, es como...
Digo, hoy están las inteligencias artificiales, ¿no? Que puedes escribir todo un texto y te lo traduce. Y es padre poder tener esto porque uno necesita hablar, ¿no? O sea, a mí me llega gente de Estados Unidos y le tienes que hablar, no sé. Entonces, está padre, pero sí digo, creo que también me falta la escritura. Entonces, bueno, eso estaría bueno ver cómo.
Vamos a hacer ejercicios al respecto, no te preocupes. Ahora también, algo que les sugiero mucho, las inteligencias artificiales están ayudando mucho, pero no estamos todavía como en esta película de Matrix, que puedes descargarte un paquete de idiomas y ya los hablas. Entonces, es complicado porque si estás en una situación real en la que tienes que hablar, pues sí, a veces ayuda. Me ha sacado de problemas el traductor, no lo voy a negar, pero pues al menos, tal vez porque estoy viejito, pero me gusta más hablarlo, ¿no? Pero es más complicado, obviamente. El traductor es su amigo, pero no lo vuelvan su patrón. Ya se me acaba de ocurrir. Iris, adelante.
Hi, well, my name is Iris. This is my first time to enter in this class because I don't know, well, I am not good to speak English, but I try to improve my skills, and that's the reason that I stay in this class. Um, I am a Christian, but no, I am a Catholic. When my family was a Catholic, but then I changed to I changed, and I think it's bueno, for me it's better. I am a Christian. Well, sorry, and I talk with another people who is from other religions. For example, in this last weekend I talk about the different cultures. For example, they to India. The guys from India have a difference currents about the certain kinds. Um, how can I say the origins about the religions or well the ideas about the religion, who is better, or who is the god, or and I think it's very hard because sometimes I understand that they say but I understand sometimes. For example, I don't know what is their name. The judíos in English, the Jews or
Sure.
uh-huh,
Jewish or Jews?
uh-huh, uh-huh, okay. They believe only the five books that is I, Pentateuco, that and they have a Torah. Yes, it's the same current that the Catholics, for example, in the Antiguo Testamento, the five books. But for example, the guys of India said, okay, the for example, nosotros I believe in the Quran, and it's the same. The origin, or I don't know, is the name, uh, the the Bible, but I have a division when Abraham uh, had um, Ismael, because he went to the first son of why not say first son, the Abraham. O sea, I don't know, and for example, the Catholic believe that Isaac is the first, because but Isaac went to the second son. Do you know? Do you understand me when I said that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And that's the reason I am investigating about the older religions. But for example, I am Christian and I believe in Jesus Christ. And bueno, I said why I put in this case Isaac, because bueno, that is the second boy was born, but uh, I when I no sé cause I don't know, uh, because how can I say that the Abraham was the promise with Sarah, o sea, to to generate a lot of generations like a son. Well, I don't know. I try to say that, but this it's impossible for me to express that situation. No, I said in Spanish. For example, Abraham tuvo dos hijos. El primero lo tuvo con una esclava, slave de África, a quien le dieron o sea, a Sara le dieron una esposa africana, una esclava africana, la cual Sara pensó que con él tendría un hijo, y fue Ismael. Y ellos piensan, o sea, los árabes, que en realidad la promesa viene de Ismael, y por el caso de nosotros creemos que fue Isaac, porque Isaac realmente fue el hijo que tuvo con Sara. Por eso hablaba de dos divisiones. Well, I said that in Spanish, but this is sometimes the difference about the Quran, Torah, and Catholic Bible, for example, or the Christian Bible. You know?
Yes, yes, of course. I think that at least when we talk about Christians, Catholics, at some point, because I have to be very clear about this, some point,
Mhm,
they have a common ground. Uh,
mhm,
one way or another, those are the biggest uh, religions,
mhm,
different religions. Because if we talk about Taoism,
mhm,
Shinto, or we talk about Hinduism, are way older. But well, I think, and that's only an opinion too, is I don't really care what's the name that you give God. If you
mhm,
are a person, that's what matters to me. Obviously, I think that most religions have this idea of respect others, be good, try to live your life in a happy way. But I have very strong considerations towards some religions. But that's another topic. Very
Mhm.
good. Thank you, Iris. Excellent.
You're welcome.
Mm, Miguel, go ahead.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Teacher,
Yes.
um, eh, nowadays, teacher, the majority of the population that believe of the Pope is in America, is Latin America. But Mexico is not the exception. But the Virgin of Guadalupe influence the population for believing.
Yes, definitely. Historically, that's a fact, but it influences people in the same way that a lot of another um, Virgin Mary's advocations have done through war. Probably, obviously, here in Mexico, the most famous Virgin is Guadalupe. But I can tell you a number of advocations that are quite important. If you think about the Jesuits, they have an advocation, a very particular advocation, and it's the same. I don't want to say person, the same idea, right? But it has a different advocation, and if we take a look at the history, you could see that Jesuits had a lot of trouble because of that.
I think in Mexico there are a lot of religions. Uh, in why block or why city state there are 10 or 20 uh, kinds of religion, no?
Would you say that?
But
Let's
but but, but, but the majority is a Catholic, no?
yes, I think
Maybe.
that most people are Catholic. Let's change the topic a little bit. What would you say that in Latin America, let's talk about Latin America, is what are the most present, not important, I don't want to use that word, more present religions? Just give a thought, a couple minutes. And Sandra, yes, please.
Sorry, I'm going to change the whole topic. I miss like the
Don't
classes
worry.
last week. I didn't know even that we have class last week, be honest. But I like that there was a promise that somebody did to us that he was going to sing. And I just wondered if he sung or not. Just I want to make sure about it. Sorry that I changed totally the topic.
No, I remember that promise as well, but I was trying to give Rafael a free one. But, Rafael, it's up to you.
Trying that he will
¡Que
be his word,
cante!
that he needs to be his word.
No, I'm a man of my word. I said I was gonna sing, but not today. I will. I actually, I was listening. I don't. So I don't really listen to English music. I like different bands, and if somebody's playing them, I enjoy it. But it's not like I play the music. So it was like I was looking for the right song. I like Aerosmith, so I was gonna do Crazy, and I started practicing. I even started like filming a little video because I was just gonna like play it because I'm really shy, believe it or not, especially when it comes to like singing because I hate it. I don't, it's not my thing. But since I said I was gonna do it, I am gonna do it. So maybe Thursday I can come up with something, but I was hoping you forget about it. I didn't even mention it.
No,
I am
I'm sorry,
I
but
am
we
a really good listener, and I like when people promise things, and I love people will be their word. Okay.
I usually keep my word 99% of the time. So I will come up with something, and
Okay.
I'll
I remember
practice
that
today
you
and
like
tomorrow.
a band, a rock band, and you say that you are going to check in the band one song or something like that. If I remember, is that right, Noe?
Oh, and finally Noé showed up, huh? He's been just hiding behind the camera.
So sorry, I arrived at home a few moments ago, so and I don't remember what song he told us. So, but I remember that he promised to sing. So yeah, I hope so.
And I will. I will come up with something, and I'll do it on Thursday.
That's a date. Antes, estoy viendo un comentario en el chat, no sé por qué hoy lo tengo abandonado, perdón. Roberto, ¿cómo quitarte los bloqueos para hablar en inglés? Mira, yo he visto muchos cursos de inglés, no voy a decir nombres, tal vez solamente voy a decir es como Open English, que te dicen vas a estar hablando en un mes, ¿no? Y no es cierto. La verdad es que no, lleva tiempo. Pero lo más importante para mí siempre, cuando aprendo un nuevo idioma, siempre ha sido ponerme como metas coherentes. Ah, vuelvo a decir lo que les he comentado. Yo empecé a estudiar japonés hace 3 años y tengo momentos en los que digo, no he aprendido nada. Es frustrante a veces darte cuenta que llevas determinado tiempo haciendo algo y tú esperarías tener un avance mucho más grande por lo que sea, ¿no? Tal vez porque alguien subió un video a Instagram diciendo que aprendió a hablar inglés en 3 meses. Tenemos o sea, creo que tanto Rafael como Sandra, que viven en Estados Unidos, nos han comentado en varias ocasiones el tiempo que lleva, ¿sí? No es, incluso inmersos en un país donde es el idioma principal, lleva su tiempo, ¿no? Bueno, bueno, si estás en Los Ángeles.
Teacher,
Yo no sé
sorry,
si...
just because Rafael he speaks a perfect English, like I cannot hear like any accent, but for me it's so hard. Even I have American husband, and I always think, oh I can't. My English it is not improving, and sometimes I feel frustrated. But anyway, here I am trying.
I understand that completely, Sandra, because um, when I started teaching English as a second language, I had a hard time because my original accent is British, and the school told me, no, you cannot do that. We need a neutral American accent. Yeah, because we know that in the United States they don't have accents, right? It's only one English. Obviously, I'm being very sarcastic, but mm, you have an accent, and I have this idea: be proud of having an accent because you know two languages. I think that obviously, like you said, Rafael has a very good English, so it's perfect. But I can tell you that I understand you both.
Yeah, but the thing is just like there are words or grammar specifics that when the time comes to say something, like I can write them, but I cannot speak them. Like there are words that still is so hard to pronounce, especially the end of the words. Like for example, especially in the past sentence with ed is so hard. And there are words like sausage. You can imagine how my daughters laugh about me with the turned right, turned, because it's so hard for me, some words. It's more like about enunciation, maybe we could say. It's not about exactly my accent, it's more about enunciation for certainly words that is difficult for me. I don't know what happened with my tongue, but it doesn't work in the way I would love.
I get that completely. Maybe the path here could be like focus on that specific words. Yes, I understand that past termination, the ed, could be very complicated. But I have one of my particular students struggles with this, with passion. He always omits this ending in the words, and it's complicated for him because he says, "Oh no, I have it in my mind, but I cannot say that." And he says, "Oh, it's because of my accent." No, it's only practice. For example, I'm going to use you, any one of you, pronounce this word, please. The one I tapped in the chat, please.
Schedule.
Schedule.
Yeah, like Sandra, schedule. It's a complicated word. And would you tell me its origins? What does the word schedule come from?
Schedule.
Yeah.
No.
In the way it sounds for me like German. I don't know.
At first you get a glimpse of German. Yeah, I agree, but that is not. It's not German. It's Latin. It's come from schedula, and then most words, not all of them, but a lot of them, Latin words came to English through French. So schedule, you say it sounds German. Positively, it sounds German, but no, it's Latin, then French, and then English. I'm a geek of etymologies. I love that. But and it helped me a lot to find the correct way of pronunciate some words, especially because um, I'm curious, and it worked for me. It could not work for you, but I think it's practice. It's only I'm how can I say this without losing respect? There's two things I consider myself good at. One is playing the guitar. I think I'm a pretty fair player, and the second is being this is a very bad word. Sorry, being a dick. I have a talent to annoy people when I want. And one thing that I do without thinking is imitate people's accents and way of speaking. I do this in a almost not very conscious about. But when I hear someone speaking a very particular way, I imitate the sound, and it helped me a lot to get. Yes, I know. No, I'm not a good person, but I do that, and I hear someone speak, and I try to imitate. But I do this in an unconscious way, like I told you. So this helps. I was very good when I was a kid doing impersonations.
Can you share an example?
No.
Yes, please.
No. I'm being recorded, and unlike Rafael, that made a promise, I'm just telling you, I'm not doing this here because I could get in a lot of trouble. And I think that you like having me as a teacher, and I like having you as my student. So I don't want to do anything that compromise my position in this college. But yes, I have very good ear, so I imitate sounds. So
That's for you.
no, it's a talent, but as well, I know that someday it's going to get me into a lot of trouble. But well, sorry, Luz, go ahead, please.
Hi, everybody. Good night. I have a propose for you. You can play your guitar, and Rafael, he can play with you. He can sing with you, and you are a little band on English class. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, that's something that I would really love to do, but the limitations of Meet, the platform we're in right now, are too much for this. I try that even when I have my guitar students. It's quite difficult to do the lessons because it mutes one of two, so we could not play and sing at the same time. It's a shame because I would really like doing that, but we have to think about something else.
Not be shy. You can play your guitar.
I'm
Rafael
not
can
shy.
sing.
Trust me, I'm not shy. As any performer, I think I'm a little bit of exhibitionist. I love the stage, and I'm not shy. But I'm not shy, but at the same time, I'm quite introvert in some things. People don't get that. I'm very reserved in my personal life, but I'm not shy. I'm that guy, that friend that everyone has that is not it's not afraid of being ridiculous in public. Sometimes, especially when they dare me, that's not good. But well, we move very, very far from the topic. But it's what I like about this class. So let's recapitulate a little bit.
It's Sandra's
Sorry,
fault.
sorry.
It is Sandra's fault. She started this whole thing. I was really hoping that you guys had forgotten, and no, there she had to brought it up.
Sandra, where are you? We want to see your face. You are laughing. We are knowing.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. It's good that Sandra
I
has
am
that.
responsible. Yes, Rafael.
No. You have a very good historical memory to to make people fulfill the promises. It's okay. Muy bien. Bueno, faltan unos pocos minutos. Bueno, el tema estuvo interesante. Creo que hubo varios puntos. Me gustaría, como siempre, que la mayoría hablara, o algunos yo sé que se van a ir animando. Hay otros ejemplos, por ejemplo, Yadira, es tu primera clase y estuviste participando mucho, excelente. Eso es lo que me gusta.
An Irish teacher, and she said that she didn't speak well English, and she did very well.
Esa es la idea. Les recuerdo, ya para terminar, que la idea es que este sea un espacio seguro para que ustedes practiquen, para que vayan aprendiendo, no solamente de inglés, siempre hay temas interesantes. ¿Sí? Entonces, para los alumnos que están empezando, les voy a dejar una pequeña tarea. Quiero que piensen en un área que les cueste más trabajo del inglés. No me digan todo. Siempre, porque me han respondido así y no funciona. Sean específicos, evalúen así lo que han hecho, cómo han intentado aprender, si fue en la escuela, si después tomaron cursos, lo que sea. Pero hagan como esa reflexión acerca de qué les costó trabajo, qué les cuesta trabajo, para ver cómo podemos abordar esa situación y que saquen el mayor provecho posible de este club de conversación. Para los alumnos que ya están un poco más fluidos, la tarea que les voy a dejar es que ahora vamos a hacer esto más interesante. Puede ser un tema como el que hicimos hoy, puede ser un tema más relajado, no sé, lo que ustedes quieran, pero quiero que piensen en 3 puntos, 3 ideas acerca de un tema que les guste. Pongan una oración, no sé, por ejemplo, si a alguien le gusta Star Wars, 3 ideas sobre Star Wars, ¿sí? Pero ideas que crean que ustedes pueden servir para iniciar una conversación, para romper el hielo con alguien, ¿va? Es algo muy sencillo, pero créanme, ese tipo de ejercicios sirven muy bien para empezar un tema. Yo no quiero ponerles temas, a veces lo hago, pero prefiero cuando ustedes los proponen. Iris, me revuelvo en los tiempos, presenta el pasado futuro, sin problemas. Ahora, sí les recuerdo que esas dudas me gusta resolverlas al principio. Me tomo unos cuantos minutos, ¿va? Solamente la siguiente clase, Iris, recuérdame. Y ya lo revisamos, ¿va? Bien, ¿alguien tiene alguna duda? ¿Todo bien? Perfecto. Si no hay dudas, que tengan excelente noche. Cuídense mucho y nos vemos el
Good night,
jueves.
everyone. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, teacher. See you. Bye.
No se les olvide votar.
Ah, sí. Okay, thank you. Gracias.
Voten. Bye.
Bye.